Hi Beauty Pies, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I conceal my dark under eye circles and sunken eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is moisturize my skin. I'm going to be using the Josie Maran 100% Pure Argan Oil, about 3 drops, and then just put it all over my skin. After you moisturize, then you want to apply your foundation. I highly suggest using a medium to full coverage foundation. I'm using the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation. I'm going to start off with a pump. I'm using this brush by Shiseido. I do apply the foundation all over my face, including my under eyes and on top of my eyes, just to make sure I have an even base. So you can already see how much of a difference applying a medium to full coverage foundation can make. I didn't apply any extra foundation under my eyes. I just applied enough foundation to cover my entire face. Next, I'm going to be using a color corrector to counteract the darkness under my eyes. It's just going to make it easier for me to correct not only the dark circles, but also the sunken eyes. Using a corrector allows me to use less concealer. To color correct, I'm going to be using the MAC Prep and Prime. This is in the color Peach Lustre. I'm going to blend that out with my concealer brush, and the concealer brush I use is the Morphe M335, and I'm just going to gently pat that in. For my concealer, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I would say this is a medium coverage concealer that can be built up. And I'm using this because I've used the corrector. If I were to skip the corrector, I would want to go in with a heavier concealer. And the concealer I would recommend is this one, the Makeup Forever 24-Hour Matte Velvet Skin Concealer. It is a full coverage concealer that doesn't feel heavy and provides great coverage. So first I'm going to apply this right on top of where I put the color corrector. I'm going to use the same concealer brush and just tap gently to blend out. Next, I'm going to dab some more of that concealer just underneath the area that is sunken. And take this a step further and use a concealer that's a shade lighter, because it just draws the light to this area which isn't as sunken, and it gives the entire area a more lifted appearance. Next, we're going to set the under eye area with powder. It's going to get rid of that extra oil underneath the skin. Oftentimes, it's because of the oiliness under our eyes that causes the sunkenness and the darkness to be even more visible. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder in the color Banana. I like having a tinted powder that is also really going to help with just brightening the under eye, which is going to give you a more lifted appearance. I'm using a medium-sized fluffy brush to apply the powder. I would just tap it in until it disappears. You can already see the difference of how smooth and lifted it looks. If you only had 30 seconds and you had to run out the door and you wanted to conceal your sunken eyes, I would recommend just putting on the powder, because I think overall the powder makes the biggest difference. I'm gonna go back in, pick up more of the powder, and finish off this eye. So this is the finished look with the rest of the makeup. The reason I love this particular combination of products to conceal dark circles and a sunken eye is that it's still very light. My under eyes do not feel heavy, and I could probably go in with some more concealer and more color corrector and more powder and bake and really have a ton of coverage under my eye, but I prefer less coverage for a more comfortable under eye situation. If you want to go for a special occasion and you want just to have that extra coverage, double up on these products and the amount I used. for those special occasions and then just go back to using a smaller amount for everyday use. So this technique is very flexible that way. I hope it was helpful for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye!